Kind of really crazy for sure. When we started the band, it was like we went up to an open mic night every Monday and learned 2 songs at Emilio's, and it was just learn 2 songs and then come back and learn another 2 songs. And at the time, it was just me and Tim, and Raphael was the house drummer in the band. The house drummer in the band over there. And after we learned like 8 songs, we were like, hey, you want to join our band? He was like, well, if you book some gigs, I'll play with you guys. And then I kind of like ran with that. I was like, all right, I need to book as many gigs as I can so he's in the band, and then we can play as much as we want. And, it's really weird. I think it's kind of like all getting streamlined now, and it was probably already there when I was starting out, but I didn't understand the process. I made a CD and went to the venue and, just showed up in person with a CD, and it's like a lot of places don't like that, but you just kind of have to, go out and be a part of, like, the music scene that you want to be a part of and appreciate all the bands and, introduce yourself. And some people are, cold and will blow you off, and some people will welcome you with open arms. So, you kind of just learn from your peers and, friends or people that you look up to, and, you look at bands online and find out the venues they're playing, and you're like, how do I get in there? You want to start as an opener. You just kind of have to be willing to do anything for nothing. Drive, like, I remember we played a basement graduation party in Vermont for free. And it was like, Raph had played a gig and got out at like 3 a.m. and we had to leave after that to drive 14 hours to Vermont in my car for no money. And like my mom bought us like a GPS for it, because it was like before iPhones were big, or I didn't have one, none of us did. So my mom got me like this GPS for, from Walmart. And Raph came over at like 6 a.m. and we were like partying kind of that night anyway. And he was just like, I don't know if we should go. He's like, 14 hours for a basement party. Like, I was like, trust me. Like, I had been working at a restaurant as a server and I had some money. I was like, I'll make sure like we're fed, and like it's gonna be a good time. So we got in the car and we drove, and we drove from, like dark to dark. It was like 4 a.m. when we left, and then we got there at maybe like 7 or 8. And when we got to Vermont, we stopped at every like college or like maybe it was like 3 different places. And we went in and we were like, hey, like we're a band from Virginia. Do you want us to play tonight, for free? And like we went to this college and they were having like some sort of march or something. And the people running it were down to have us, but the other band that was playing didn't want us to play. So we didn't play, which is honestly like, if someone showed up at one of our gigs and was like, hey, like, can we play? I'd probably be like, I don't know who you guys are. Give me a CD. Like, you can hang out with us and have some whiskey or, smoke some weed or whatever. But, maybe another time we'll play with you guys. But someone coming up off the street from Virginia, like, didn't make sense. We like cold called the local radio up there in Burlington, and we went to every small venue in Burlington, Vermont, and did the same thing. But like, so we got there's this basement and it's just covered with junk, and we like cleaned it out, and we got on this local radio for like 20 minutes and advertised basement party at this, 16 Pearl Street. And so we played the first set. It was 8 people. It was like the people from the radio station came, and like the girls' graduation that it was. And then the second set, it just packed out, and there was 50 to 100 people in there, and we played the second set, and then like had to play the first set again because we ran out of music and everyone was still partying. So we played the second set again, and we ended up playing Fire by Jimi Hendrix 3 times. And then after that, for like years, we were like, play like it was Vermont, It was just like this incredible feeling that fueled the like beginning of that project. And I mean, we walked into like a bar and saw, like Miles Davis's band from like Bitches Brew, just grabbing drinks or whatever, and Raphael had recognized them. Just like these like little like inspirational moments that you don't, always get to have, because a lot of it is work and just challenging. You're constantly just, pushing away, and sometimes you feel like you're, like plateauing or whatever. And then when you really look at it, like what you've done in a whole year, you're like, oh my God, we went from playing house parties to playing at actual bars and getting free beer. And then it was like, we went from doing that to like people showing up. And then, like from that to playing like theaters and opening for like people that we've been listening to for our entire lives, like ZZ Top at Red Rocks. It's just like, never in a million years would I have thought that would have been the band we would have played with there. I always, obviously we're dreaming and that's what we want, but like, it was a pretty crazy opportunity.